We're stepping on the campus, yeah, it's game time. With the BowTie on, looking sharp, I'm in my prime. From the classrooms to the courts, we hustle hard. Sports university life, man, we raise the bar. BowTie, fresh style, we breaking the mold. BowTie Sports, yeah, we doing it right. Champions in the making, shining so bright. On and off the field, we rise to the test. BowTie University will always be the best. Late nights studying, early mornings on the field. Dreams are getting real, every challenge we real. Victory in our sights, we grind, never rest. BowTie Sports pride, man, we only chase the best. With every game we play, our legacy unfolds. BowTie Sports, yeah, we doing it right. Champions in the making, shining so bright. On and off the field, we rise to the test. BowTie University will always be the best. From dawn till dusk, we wear it with pride. In this BowTie life, we'll never divide.
Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I know y'all missed us. We are back again, me, Coach Dre, and we got a special guest from Chiefs Blitz. So, for what that said, let's bring in Coach Dre. How you doing today, sir? I'm mute the wrong one. Go ahead and say what you do. How you doing?
Damn, already on the wrong foot. Already on the goddamn wrong foot. No, I'm doing swell, brother. How about yourself, man?
I'm doing great, man. Hey, I want to give before we start. I want to give a shout out to Ruben, Hense, Western in here. It's always Arm of the Angels, around here, man. It's one song and one song only that will be played in here. So with that said, man, let's get right into our sponsors. Before we get started, Dre, what they say about us?
They say we was always underdogs. We said we was always underdogs, player.
So with that said, let's hear from our sponsor, Underdog. Baseball is back on Underdog. Use the code BowTie. Are you ready to cash in now, guys? Why not go hard on the yard with Pick'em? Pick high or lower, it doesn't matter. Bobby White Jr., New York Yankees, Los Angeles Angels, it doesn't matter. Enter your fee of $10 or more and win big, guys. I'm talking about big. Big money is coming your way. Take a swing today and win 6 times the entry of your money. Waiting on a meatball? New customers get Bobby White Jr. today. It doesn't matter. Use the code BowTie Sports on Underdog. Make picks, win money big. And yes, that is winning money big. And winning money big is what everybody want to do around here. So with that said, hey, if you're not heard, the NBA conference is going on. If you have been using the Steeler boost through the conference finals, then the 90% game 6 profile boost is now live. You got the New York Knicks is playing tonight versus the Indiana Patriots. So, hey, go in there and use that booster and use code BowTie, and you will be thankful. Hey, I know I got Oklahoma Thunder taking it off. That's all I know. That's what it's close to Kansas City. It's close to Kansas City. It's close to Kansas City. So, hey. Why not?
I dig it. I dig it. I think the Knicks might pull a great comeback. I'm rooting for the Knicks, man. I want this to go out there and get it done. But again, man, y'all see it on the screen, man. Game 6, man. Place your stuff in, man. Do your thing with it, man. Hey, hopefully you win. Hopefully you win, man.
Hopefully you win. So
hopefully you win, man.
Let's get right down into the classroom. I mean, with that, we in the classroom today. We're gonna be talking about. I know what you guys seen on the image of the show, and we had the best friends. My wife seen it, and she said, "What you got there? It looked like a stalker letter." That's what I was going for. The stalker letter. We send it all out to the best friends of our conference. Invite them to our party. that the Chiefs party always have. Hey, like you said, hey there, best friend. The battle of the AFC West title is going to be on the line this offseason. Hey, the Chargers have got better. The Broncos have got better. Hey, even the Raiders are looking good. So with that said, let's bring in our guest of the hour, and that is Mr. Nick Athen. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great, guys. How you doing?
What's happening? What's going on?
I'm doing great, man. Hey,
Saturday.
Happy Saturday. And thanks everybody for joining again, man. Like, hey, Western wants to hear. Western wants to hear in the arms of the angel. He said, hey, that's the go-to song around here for everybody. So, hey, I will give it to you later. I'll give it to you later, man. So let's get right into it, man. We got what are y'all thinking about? You know what I mean? A lot of people are saying that the Raiders are the biggest threat. That's what I've seen on Twitter so far. When I was that's why I see. I'm gonna put up some stuff up here in a minute. But yeah, they were saying the Raiders are the biggest like the biggest threat so far.
That might be for the arms of the delusional. No, they're not there yet. It's going to take some time for Pete Carroll to change that culture. I mean, look at Harbaugh last year with the Chargers. It takes a while to change it. Andy Reid, it took a while to kind of change the culture in Kansas City too. But there's no question they've got Ashton Jeanty is potential rookie of the year guy. Even though they've already talked about changing his running stance. I'm not sure how much you want to mess with him right away. Get him out there with pads on and kind of see what you got before you start messing with him a little bit. And I think that's Chip Kelly running the offense there. So that seems a little interesting to me. But I don't think the Raiders are quite there yet. I think it's going to take us some time. It's a losing culture since the 80s or 90s when they last won a Super Bowl, or during the Marcus Allen years. That's a long, long time ago. And I think they're going to be better. I think they're not going to lose some of those stupid games, but I'm not sure Winston's the answer at quarterback. They've got some offensive line issues. They've got some defensive issues they're going to have to address, and they got to coach a lot of these guys up who've been coached down, in the evolution of 5 or 6 bad head coaches in a row.
Yeah. So go ahead and get to the quote from NFL Network, Coach Straight.
Oh, go ahead, Coach.
I think we kind of.
All right, upgrade talent on paper in Las Vegas should make the Raiders far more competitive and the AFC West the toughest top to bottom division in the NFL. From Insiders NFL Network.
So, what you think about that, Coach? You think it's going to be there, or what? Are you kind of glitching?
Oh, most definitely. I'm glitching a little bit now, but I definitely agree. It's gonna be like this AFC West is gonna be very competitive from top to bottom. They're gonna be very, very competitive, man. It's gonna be a division to watch this year. It's gonna be a division to watch this year because some people in the panel believe the Chiefs are the Kings, and they still got the big dogs in here. But the Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders and the Chargers made some moves. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna challenge the throne, but like what Pete Carroll said, it's gonna be very competitive. Very competitive. You know what I'm saying? No more boring AFC West games, gentlemen. No more boring games. No more of that shit. That shit is done with. So I definitely agree with Pete Carroll, man. Definitely agree with that, man.
I think it, but again, go ahead and get it back with the Chargers. Let's go ahead and move on to the Chargers, Nick. What the quote say?
The Chargers have revamped their running game. They've got a high-end left and right tackles and a cookie dough soft schedule. Colin Cowherd, the Mr. Pro Charger man, predicts the Chargers will dethrone the Chiefs and win the AFC West in the upcoming season. I think they're the number 3 team in the division behind the Broncos. But for me, if that cookie dough soft schedule, they do take advantage of it. Now they're one of those teams that plays up and down to the talent that they face, on Sundays. Have they made enough additions? Yeah, but sometimes the easiest schedule on paper going into the season turns out to be the hardest because some of those teams you didn't think were going to be, that were crappy last year might be really good this year. So you just really know. And on the flip side, sometimes you have a really tough schedule and some of those teams aren't as good. So I think the Chargers, if everything goes right, and you guys all know how I feel about Harbaugh. I think he's one of the best coaches, period, to ever coach on the sidelines anywhere. I think he's in the right job. He's with the right team. He's got good ownership. He's got a great quarterback who is yet to prove he can win December, January football. But there's no more excuses for Justin Herbert. This is his year. He has to be the guy. And with this schedule coming up again, he's gonna have to dominate. So, are they going to dethrone the Chiefs? I think the Broncos have a better chance. That's just my opinion.
So you definitely agree the Broncos gonna get it done. I like.
I'm not saying they're going to get it done. I'm saying I think they're better than the Chargers.
I mean, let's cut the BS. The Broncos are better than the Chargers, man. Yeah, because he felt some static. What you said, Nick, felt a little bit of static. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say the Chargers are going to compete, and I agree. Justin Herbert has to step up. He has to step up because in regular season he's good, but when the game's on the line, he doesn't play well, right? But honestly though, from the other side of things, man, looking at the Broncos on the other side of things, man, the Broncos got it. The Broncos got it, man. Because you look at the Chargers, like real quick, the Chargers and the Raiders, the Chargers are better than the Raiders. Let's throw it out. The Chargers are better than the Raiders, right? Can we agree the Chargers are better than the Raiders? This Pete Carroll's first year over here in the West with new pieces. So, even though they got Geno Smith with them, Geno Smith does know the system, but you still like the new system, new culture. So I know this is their first year. But I definitely agree with you, Nick. I do believe that Justin Herbert has to prove it this year. He's going to have to prove it. Is that win this division? Who knows? Have to, might. Yeah. That could be the answer to put him over the top. Not saying he's going to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, but to win the division. You know what I'm saying? Go out there and win the division. He's going to have to do it. He's going to have to beat Patrick Mahomes. He's going to have to really beat Patrick Mahomes.
I think the devil in the microphone's out there spewing his case again.
Yeah.
I think it just happens when Dre's talking.
Hey, it's love. Listen, I'm the villain. I'm the villain, so it's coming with it.
Is it fixed now?
Yeah, man. There, buddy.
It's still there?
Yeah.
Oh man, you really pissed him off. Right?
It's coming back with the vengeance. I'll tell you that. It's coming back with the vengeance. Man. Maybe I ain't made for the AFC West. I don't know. Maybe I ain't made for the AFC West. I don't know.
Well, no, you're a Bengals fan for Christ's sake.
Stop that, Nick. Stop flattering me. You flattering me right now, man. You're making me smile, man. I'm a Bengals guy. I've been talking about the Bengals for the last couple shows, man. I've been easy, but I'm gonna say this: Justin Herbert have to beat Patrick Mahomes. He has to beat Patrick Mahomes.
He's got to beat him twice. To be legit this year, he's got to beat him. Oh, man,
it's a fix now, guys.
No. Keep coming back, bro.
I do. While he's fixing that, let me point out something else you said.
Yeah.
You're correct. The Broncos, the Raiders, and the Chargers all made improvements. But what people are forgetting is the Chiefs made improvements too.
Exactly.
They got a future left tackle. They've got I think will ultimately be a premier running back in the NFL. I think they got a side-to-side linebacker, which this defense sorely missed.
Yep.
I think that, they've made a lot of additions. They've got some undrafted guys we've talked about on the Four Guys of our Chiefs Blitz podcast before. So I think, if you level the playing field out, in order for the Chargers, Broncos, and Raiders to go beyond the Chiefs, they will have to make twice or maybe even three times the moves, because you got to remember, you still have the premier head coach in pro football right now in Andy Reid. Though Sean Payton, who I'm not a fan of, deserves a lot of credit for what he's built in Denver. And I think the Broncos are going to be very formidable this year and very, very difficult on the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think their defense is going to give the Chiefs hell when it comes to the Chiefs offense. It's Andy Reid versus that defensive side of the ball over there with Denver. So it's going to be very tough on that end. You listen, that's what y'all want. Everybody agree with me, right? Y'all want a competitive conference. Y'all want to be competitive. Like, you don't want no easy walk, because I know Mahomes is great, but we got tired of seeing Mahomes just dog walk everybody. Like, goddamn. Like, where's the game?
He hasn't dog walked anybody in 2 years, so no.
That's
man, I'm just saying, man. But he's been, been kicking tail, man.
Tough.
We trying to I want to enjoy Sunday's game. Yeah.
That's why everybody like Coward and them always going to say the Chiefs going to get. They say this every year about the Chargers. The Chargers are going to dethrone the Chiefs. The Chargers are going to dethrone the Chiefs. And, yes, the Chargers got, some better weapons. They got some, they added on some key pieces looking at they draft board. I think they, looking better than they did. But again, when it's all said and done, the Chiefs always find a way, to get it done. Before we get into the off-season grades that I made, I ain't let nobody else look at them yet, but we're going to move on to the Broncos. Dre wanted to bring this up, so go ahead, Coach Dre.
You know I am, man. With the number 20 pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Texas DB Jahad Berrien. Berrien was the 2025 Thorpe Award winner for best DB in the country. Guys, researching this young man. He can play every position in the secondary. He can play the outside. He can play the slot. He can play the safety. And you already got Moss. You already got Patrick Surtain. Now you get this guy another weapon that can play man. Yeah, the Broncos secondary is legit. They are so legit. They got it. They got it. Like, if you're really talking about a team that's bound to take the leap, it's the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix, and half the season at the end of the season showed who he was. Man, he got a hold to this that offense. Man. They click in, Troy Franklin, man, another guy that came from Oregon with Bo Nix. I can wait for that chemistry, for them two guys to be on the same page. You got Sutton over there. Now they picked up Hampton from the running back Hampton from North Carolina, right? North Carolina, yeah. Yep. So you got him. Now you got that defense. Oh my God, they got it. The Broncos got it. Like, we talk about the Chargers.
Hampton went to the Chargers, yeah.
Yeah, the Chargers is good, but the Broncos are a complete team. Bo Nix play this year. If he play like at a high level this year, yeah, Broncos. I wouldn't be too shocked if the Broncos win this damn division because they're stacked. They have everything you want and you need to get the job done. They have it, and they did go to the playoffs. So they did kick ass in the playoffs.
Ruben said, "Unproven weapons." That is what they are. They are unproven weapons. Yes, we can say this looked good, that looked good. The Broncos did this person over there, that person over there, this person's shopping at Walmart. It doesn't matter. They all unproven product. They all unproven players, and I'm with you, Ruben. Hey, it doesn't matter what the Broncos did. It doesn't matter what they upgraded. It doesn't matter if they drafted the guy number 7 from Texas. It doesn't matter. Worthy cooked him in college over and over and over again in practice. So it doesn't matter. The Chiefs will be ready for that when it's all said and done. But again, I did the research on the kid as well. I think, I think this kid from Texas is going to be a great cornerback. But again, when I also watched this tape, that's when I came up on my boy Xavier Williams. You know what I mean? Xavier Williams. That's when I came up on him. I said, who is this number guy over here? Number 3 at TCU is cooking this guy from Texas. Yeah. That's how I became a fan of Xavier Williams. But again, I guess they are. If you look at it on paper, the Broncos are putting together a scary looking team over there. But hey, it could be soft on the inside. What you had to say, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, they did get the running back, R.J. Harvey.
My bad, R.J. Harvey. R.J. Harvey.
We all thought it was really good. Now, I didn't think he was a second-round grade.
Yeah, my fault.
Maybe third, maybe fourth. But listen, I've gone on record, and I'm not gonna shy away from now. The Broncos have the best defense in the division. There's no question about it. And this young man is a great slot corner. It's definitely what they needed. You've already got Patrick Surtain Jr. out on there, or Patrick Surtain II. Out there. They've got a great secondary. They've got a good defensive coordinator. They can choke hold opponents, and this will give them the opportunity for Bo Nix to, ensure that he has enough time on the field and enough possessions to show that he's not going to have that sophomore jinx that a lot of quarterbacks have. We didn't see it with Patrick Mahomes. But we've seen it with a lot of other quarterbacks. And I think the thing for me is the Broncos have already gone through that changing the culture stage. And that puts them as a huge advantage over the Raiders. I think that's a big advantage because I think that when you look at this team overall, the fact that they played really good down the stretch, they put the pressure on the Chiefs. And they went into the postseason. They had to win their last 2 games to get into the postseason. They did. Granted, they lost in the playoffs, but at the end of the day, This team is ready. They're poised. They're coached well. There's an aura about the Denver Broncos this year. Did they make enough moves to surpass the Chiefs? I don't think they made enough moves, but the ball bounces crazy in the NFL. But if anyone's going to beat the Chiefs this year, it's going to be Denver. I don't think it's going to be the Chargers or the Raiders.
You know what, Nick, you just said a whole lot, Nick, right there. And you look at the last game, not the last game, but the game, like their first game, they competed very well. It came down to special teams, man. Like they competed very well. And Bo Nix played his ass off. He played his ass off. So, like, I know Ruben said, what weapons, man, do you see Bo Nix get down? Bo Nix got down. It doesn't matter, like, to me, it all comes down to the quarterback. All comes down to the QB. Like, did the QB make the right plays? And he did. He made the right plays, did what was needed, and got the job done. So, again, I think the Denver Broncos are going to be the team to beat, man.
Lou got something to say to you, sir. Go ahead and read it, Nick.
Greetings from the North Coast, boys. I see coaches bringing that word salad again. Come on, man.
Whatever, Lou, whatever. I'm just
saying,
love it,
Luigi.
Man. Absolutely. I'm just saying, like, the Broncos or the team is going to take it. I'm not saying they're going to win, like, the AFC, the whole AFC, but in this division, they can get it. They can go out there and get it done.
They can't. No, there's no question about it. I'm not going to. I mean, I think the Chiefs are the best team in the division, but if the Chiefs stumble, the Broncos are
exactly.
Broncos are the next team up, in my opinion.
Exactly.
They'll get there before anybody else in the division.
Yeah.
So with that said, let's go ahead and get it.
Sorry.
Let's go and get in the grades that I gave them. I gave them, go to the read. If one of y'all want to take, I gave them a solid C for their draft grades. They, Harvey is a C. Kobe Bryant, I liked him for Illinois. He's a B. But hey, everything behind that, they are putting a good team. But I gave they draft a C. Do y'all agree?
Pat Bryant, Savion Jones, and Elf Q Robinson, Elf Jeremy. Was that Crawshaw? Crawshaw, yeah, the A.
For a late round pick.
Man, hold on, bro. Like, I think this is a bias. I think it was biased. I do.
No, that's biased. That fits the national narrative. They were C plus B minus range. Yeah, and I think people thought their first couple of picks were really strong, and after that, it kind of left.
It plummeted. Yeah.
So hey, everybody in chat, if y'all agree, put a C for the Broncos grade in the chat. If you agree with what I gave them, we'll give them a C in the grades.
Don't you do it? Don't you do it, Ruben? Don't you do that, Ruben? You be real, Ruben. Damn it, you be real. Damn it. I'm gonna put a D minus. I'm gonna put a D minus or what else. No, but the Broncos, the first couple picks did good. Broncos did good. I get the Broncos a B minus. Yeah, I get a B minus. They did good.
Let's go into the loss to the Razors. I gave them a C for but they, go ahead and read off.
I don't know if you can do a damn C. You got A's and B's through pick 108. I mean, I'm thinking that's a little low. Yeah. I don't know what grading curve you had in high school, but I'm talking about that.
But hey,
damn.
It all comes down to if you get all those D's. We don't do no D's at the end.
But honestly though, I think Janetti is a good one. I like Jack. I like Darian Porter is a good DB. I like Caleb Williams. Charles Grant was definitely a guy on my board. I think Charles Grant gonna do work on that line. Dante Thornton is good. Everybody else, man, I can see. Like that was just give me picks, but the first 5 picks, man, outstanding. First 5 picks, definitely.
What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, I'd give him a little bit higher grade. I'd certainly give him in the B minus range, just for the fact that they did a lot of wheeling and dealing. That they got arguably the best running back in this draft class, at least on paper, heading into it with all the accolades. I think the Chargers. I think all 4 teams got really good running backs, but I think for me, Beck is great. I love Darian Porter. I love Caleb Rogers, Charles Grant, Thornton Jr. We talked a lot about him, I think, pre-draft, and then after that, it's kind of beauty in the eye of the beholder. So I don't think I'd give him a C. I think I'd give him a little bit higher just for effort. And the Raiders have notoriously had crappy drafts. Mm-hmm. This is not a crappy draft. They they cleaned house. They got rid of their GM. They brought in Pete Carroll. They made a lot of changes to the scouting department. They bring in better coaches. And so those coaches had a lot of input into these players. So for the Raiders, who normally have the worst draft in the division, You definitely have to give him a B for just that alone, not really screwing it up too much. And again, maneuvering round by round, they made a ton of trades.
Hey, Nick, don't get. They got Brock Bowers. They got a legit tight end, a go-to guy with what they drafted.
Still not over it.
I know. I'm like, damn. So the Raiders on paper, the Raiders look good on paper. Now that you got to put it together, man. The Raiders look good.
I don't know when Patrick Mahomes is 35 and he's a Chief. Finally, I don't know, man. It might not be enough for me.
Whatever.
Let's go and give the Los Angeles Chargers. I gave them a B. I know y'all probably gonna say, "Hey,
all those C's on there. How can you give them a B?"
Right? What kind of grading is this, bro? How you get a B? What the hell?
It's B for being, been there for both, and the B is for both, man. You did good. I like what you gave. You know what I mean? I got what you gave. But go ahead. I like they got T. Harris.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? So, them was a big mark for me, and you know what I mean? And also they got, Kennard as well. So, hey, I can't go wrong with that. So what you got to say, Nick?
Well, I mean, obviously the jewel is Hampton, and you can't give that a C grade. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna slap you right now.
Yeah.
No. Listen, I agree with the B grade. Again, they maneuvered, and I wasn't too thrilled with, once they got to the 6th and the 7th round. I don't think they made very good decisions.
Right.
But Hampton, I wanted Hampton to come to the Chiefs. I was not bashful about it. If he was there at 31, I think I would have jumped up and down. But obviously the Simmons thing worked out pretty good. But he's a game changer. He is the kind of running back that Jim Harbaugh, who wants a run-first offense, is going to lead. And you got an elite offensive. You've got elite offensive line. I think certainly one of the better ones in the division. You got 2 premier tackles, which helps out quite a bit. Sorry, my phone's going off, and I don't know why. There we go. Right. And I think when you look at their draft overall, again, top heavy, very strong, bottom heavy, kind of weak. But the Hampton thing, I mean, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
That means that Harbaugh is going to build his style of offense.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean they're going to be great. It doesn't mean they're going to get over the hump and beat the Chiefs. Yeah. It just is, okay, this is the guy that they've identified is going to be able to be go-to option number 1, and then everything is going to feed off Hampton. They didn't have that last year, and their offense struggled.
Absolutely. I like Hampton too over there, because the style of Harbaugh. Like, what he wants to do. He want to run first, control the line of scrimmage, and by getting him, make a great move. Then you got Trey Harris from Ole Miss. I like him, man, because now you got him. You got McConkley. You got him McConkley over there. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got I forgot the wide receiver, Quentin Johnson. Then going to Quentin Johnson. Then you got Cal Kennard. You got Cal Kennard right there, man. Another good weapon over there, man. So I do believe the Chargers, from, I want to say, their top 4, fantastic. Great fit pieces right there. Great fit pieces, man. Awesome.
Let's get into
the first 4. I would definitely give them a B plus, sir. I would give these guys a B plus, the first 4, and on my grading scale, B plus. The rest of them, they can fall flat, man. I'm just saying.
Well, the Chiefs, I gave them a B, only because we still B for bow, and that bow, it means you put a bow on it.
Parking lot of C.
Hey,
damn! I said, wow, that is crazy.
Hey, it's just where where somebody else could have been, another person that could have been there. But again, B is for both. It means you've been a very classy draft. How
you give a man a nickname? How you give a man a nickname, then give him a C? You gave this man a nickname and you give him a C.
It doesn't matter. And the B
what
means
the hell? How you give a man a nickname and you gloat and he get a C? He get a damn. That's how much.
It's moving up to be a A. Okay. If Josh Salmon and my parking lot, Mr. Himlot himself, if he do well. If they do well and they get a Still and Josh Simmons and Amari, man, that would. Hey, I know y'all going to argue. Go, what you got to say, Nick?
Well, I mean, I think you look at this draft, and the Chiefs got one of the best players in the first round and one of the best players in the second round.
Exactly.
And I don't think you can give Simmons a B. It has to be an A. Smith has to be an A. Yeah. I think after that you got Parking Lot, who's a rotational guy. That's what he's going to be in Kansas City. Ashton Gallot is going to be that guy who's going to, take over for, Charles Omenihu if he moves on. Mm-hmm. Everybody loves Noah Williams. I think that's a fair grade. Jalen Royals, perfect fit for this offense.
Exactly.
Jeffrey Bassa is going to be finally a side-to-side linebacker with speed who can cover. He could take over for middle linebacker. If they have injuries there with Nick. And I listen. I think the Chiefs. This is the best draft they've had since 22 when they got McDuffie and Karlaftis and all those 7th round picks. So what I like about this draft within the division is if you pull up the Chiefs list one more time, there's not a guy on there that probably isn't a future starter.
Right.
Simmons, Lott, Glotty, Williams, he's going to play right away. Jalen Royals, because there's some free agents there, he's going to be. Bassa, I think they're going to find a spot for him outside. I think they're going to use him just like they did with Willie Gay, and I think Brashard Smith, maybe not this season, but certainly next year after, is going to be the starting running back. Right. Again, a lot of older guys and a lot of guys in contract years at that position. So for me, I give him an A-. I give him an A+ for Simmons because I think the way they orchestrated his fall down to the end of the first round was brilliant. It was a chess lesson by Brett Veach, how to spread the narrative about a guy, and he kept falling, and it made sense for the Chiefs. So I like this Chiefs draft as much as I like the 22 draft. Of course, the proof's in the pudding. We'll see. But
absolutely.
I like you got you got 6-7 starters there.
Hell yeah! Like for real, I think I will get this draft card a C+ in my eyes. No, I'm just joking. I would definitely get this board an A- because Josh Simmons healthy. I said when healthy, he's a force, and I do believe he's going to start right or left tackle. This man is going to start. Parking lot. You know what? I like parking lot. He's going to be a great rotational piece. I said a great rotational piece because he got the attitude, man. He got low center of gravity. He got good, strong hands. I like him. Ashton Galati. I play with this guy in Louisville, man, over there in college game day on Xbox. But I play with him, man, and the boy is phenomenal. The boy is phenomenal, man. Like his burst and his IQ on that line is amazing. He got quick burst too. Y'all know I love my DBs. Noah Williams, man. You know what I'm saying? I like what he brings to this team, man. He has that man-to-man capability. You can put him in the slide. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a blitzer, and you can put him on the outside. It's like now
I think he's gonna play
outside.
Spags
got a good chest. Yeah, Spags got a good chest piece right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Jalen Royals, he reminds me of y'all guy Rashid Rice, right? Rashid Rice. He got the same build like Rashid Rice, the same upside, the quick twitch. He got everything, and he got good hands, right? Bassa, that's Kareem's dude, man, side to side. How the hell you give him an A, though? Why do you give him an A? Everybody on the damn board, he gets an A.
That was a steal in the 5th round.
Okay. For a steal. Okay.
Yeah, for a steal, I gave him an A because after, rewatching again, I said this kid can be, that guy, man, that like Nick said, that missing linebacker that we had didn't have last year, go sideline to sideline. So, yeah,
whatever. You got Omar Norman parking lot of damn C, and he's probably gonna be the steal. But hey, ain't my grade. You know what I'm saying? Brashard Smith is gonna be the one.
Can't wait for that.
No, why? Because he got the game changer speed.
Yeah,
got a game changer.
It's going to take him some time. It's going to take him time.
Definitely.
He needs a good half a season to kind of get into that groove, I think.
Yeah. So with that said, whose draft class will help the team more in 2025? I mean, you looked at all the draft grades. You looked at all the people they drafted. What out of everybody needs what draft group is going to help them the most on each team.
Not to be biased, I'm gonna say the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Kansas City Chiefs filled their void. They took care of business. They did. I think the Chiefs did because you got Josh Simmons a tackle. You got Noah Williams at the D. He's 6'1". You got your outside DB right there. You got Bassa. You got the side-to-side linebacker right there too. So they addressed that. And then in line we got parking lot. You address your depth right there with Galati, 2 great pieces on that line. So yeah, they're definitely addressing an issues that they was having last year. So I think the Chiefs went ahead and got the job done in the West.
Yeah, I agree though. I'll give a caveat to the Raiders because Genty could be that 2,000-yard guy, catching and receiving. True. And that changes your team. Period. If you got that kind of running back that can put up those numbers. Now we saw, Smith was able to do the same thing at SMU. So it's not like, the Chiefs don't have that impactful player, but Genty's a little farther along, I think, at the level, than Smith is. So I think overall, as far as you look at impact for 25, the Chiefs, I would say the Raiders second, just because of the Genty factor. I mean, we all love this kid. He had a crappy end of his career at Boise State. Once they got to the tournament, he did not play well. He got bottled up. He just lost his vision. He just couldn't get anything done. Of course, he's facing a really good team. And that's going to be the question. The level of talent that he's going to be facing at the NFL level versus the level of talent at Boise State.
Exactly.
It's going to take some time. The same thing with Smith. Now, I think Hampton's going to be a little bit different. I think Hampton had played against a lot of really good teams and had some good numbers. And, is that true breakaway runner? So, but at the end of the day, guys, it all goes down to this. That quarterback versus Patrick Mahomes. And that's going to be the key to the AFC West in 2025.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. Because you got to put the man on his back. So he's been dominating for them for the last couple of years, man.
Also, the oldest, they got the oldest coaches. They got all these good coaches over here. Pete Carroll won the Super Bowl.
Hall of Famers, man.
Hall of Famers are there. You know what I mean? Jim Harbaugh, I don't think he won a Super Bowl, so I think he won like the national championship for college.
That's hard to do too. So yeah, he gets credit for that.
Yeah, Michigan. Yeah, he did. Man, don't be downplay that their accomplishments, man. Hey, the man got it done in college. It's just tough.
He's one of the best X's and O's coaches, period. And he took over a Michigan program that was like desperate to win, desperate to be relevant against Ohio State. And he beat him the last 3 years and got to the championship game. And, he won it. And I think he's a brilliant coach. He comes from a great family. His brother's already won a Super Bowl. You got Andy Reid, the dom of coaches right now. Pete Carroll, who's, had a terrific career, in college, terrific career in the NFL. Sean Payton, the same thing. He took his time. He found the right team for him. They paid him almost $20 million a year to come out of retirement. But when you factor all these things together, you're not going to be out-coached against one of these guys because they all know the game so well. So it's going to come down to who has the best players and who executes the offense, and the defense, is good. But to me, this is by far, it's not even close, the best division in the NFL and the best coaches, 4 coaches top to bottom. And what's great? I mean, Andy, I don't know if people know this or not, but Andy Reid and Sean Payton hung out last weekend. They were at a concert together. So, these guys are all good friends.
Yeah.
As much as, again, Sean Payton just something about him, just kind of drives me a little crazy. But I respect the coach he is. I respect what he's done. I didn't think he'd get Denver to this level this quickly. Mm-hmm. So he deserves a lot of kudos for me. And I get it. I think this AFC West is going to be fun. I think, going 4-2 is going to be a feat. Whoever goes 4-2 in this division is probably going to win in the conference is probably going to win in the division is going to win the division itself. So it's going to be fun to watch this year. I can't wait for those games.
I'm going to piggyback on what you just said a little bit, but can y'all believe that all 3 of them coaches went to the playoffs last year though?
Mm-hmm.
Now you got Pete Carroll that, to me, wouldn't it be amazing if all 4 of these guys get to the dance, man? That would be crazy because they all can. Because if you really look at the pieces, the foundation, they all got it, like good quarterbacks, good veteran season. They got good season quarterbacks. That they put their trust into. Geno Smith been playing basic, which means like he's been playing up to his potential in that offense. You know what I'm saying? Under Pete Carroll, he knows that system. Yeah, so I do like Geno Smith over there, dude, because he knows the system. They got good running backs, guys. They got good weapons on the outside. You got Brock Bowers, Travis Kelce. You know what I'm saying? You got Luke McConkley. Luke McConkley shocked me last year because I'm a Marvin Harrison guy. Luke McConkley went out there and put on the show last year. You know what I'm saying? And they got what they need. Hampton over there with the Chargers, man. So again, I do believe that this is gonna be the strongest division. This is gonna be the division to watch, man. It wouldn't shock me if all 40 teams go. It wouldn't shock me.
All these coaches had scandals to deal with in their career. Andy's was a little bit different, but it was more of a difference in philosophy in Philadelphia.
And what Ken Sinclair said, Jerry?
Ken Sinclair said, let me see, player. Give me one hot second. He said Curl was 73.
No doubt. I was on the screen.
Okay. I was like, girl, he's taking 73. Okay. I don't know about paid, but how much was he involved with that scandal? No, and what was that? No attack.
He had to tactically approve.
Yeah.
Listen, he got busted, he got suspended, and he paid his price. He went to TV and kind of, I know he coached his high school, his son's Little League football team during that suspension. Pretty good movie about that, actually. Hey, if you get to be this age and you're coaching in the big leagues, you probably had a few bad doors you walked through in your career.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But you know what? That's what makes you part of who you are. But yeah, I'm sure he knew what was going on, and he paid the penalty.
Oh, Sinclair said nothing. He said, but he was a bit more promoting violence to take out players and actually injure them. Pretty bad, if true. I mean, you talking about with the New Orleans Saints? Well, he took out Kurt Warner. He took out my goddamn quarterback, Kurt Warner. Man, I said, damn. Brett Favre got beat too. He beat the crap out of Brett. But here's the thing: New Orleans was a savage that year. They was going out there and prove a point, and they did. But it was word went out that he was potentially getting these quarterbacks hurt. So again,
the bounty stuff. Here's the problem with the Saints: they got caught. The bounty stuff had been around for decades. All the way back to the AFL days. This is not new.
Right.
I former Kansas City Chiefs head coach, used to throw out that little bounty thing in a little different format.
Yeah.
But he challenged his players, and it just happens. But they got caught in the way they did it, and that's it. It had to stop. It was the right thing to do. Right. And the Saints paid the ultimate price for it. And their defensive coordinator, a Kansas City native, his name's escaping me at the moment. Yeah. But he got busted too. So
I forgot what his name was. I forgot what his name was.
I don't know. Hopefully somebody can do it.
If y'all can do due diligence, man, pull it up for us. Yeah, because they was vicious that year. I said, what's wrong with these guys, man? They playing a little beyond defense, man. I'm like, because they kicked Brett Favre's. They whooped his ass, man, for real. They pounded him.
So when it's all said and done, the conference is getting tougher on paper. Because on paper it looks like that way. And hey, let's go ahead and get into the slideshow. Before we close out, you got the Kansas City Chiefs, the Los Angeles. Let me slow it back down. Hold on. Go back a little bit. One more.
Robinson. That's the name. Robinson.
Okay. Go on in and take us for us, Nick.
All right. Los Angeles Chargers wide receiver Quentin Johnson singing high praises from coaches and fans. He's been working hard all offseason, a completely different receiver now than 6 months ago. Everything improved, one staff member said. Listen, he struggled last year. There's no question about it. But he's on pace to be solid. The Broncos had a fantastic season with rookie quarterback Bo Nix at the helm. Now additions of Evan Engram, R.J. Harvey, and Juddy Barron may elevate last year's expectations. I think that's already been done. The elevation team breaks down what could be the best case scenario for the Broncos, and I think that's the challenge the Chiefs for the division title.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And the Raiders. Athletics' Tashawn Reed reports a strong start for the Raiders, with Geno Smith, Chip Kelly are quickly clicking and adjusting well to the offseason. Promising chemistry could spell big things for Las Vegas this year. I'm not a Geno Smith guy. I don't know if he's got to be the third or fourth ranked quarterback in the division right now, but he's got a lot of experience, and he's been around a while. So this is I think the best overall coaches for the Chiefs. Our boy Brashard Smith is the newest Chief. He's a wide receiver converted to running back. He had 1,660 combined yards in 14 games last year. He added 18 touchdowns as well. KC has a running back who's fast, can catch, and when he sees a hole, he knows how to hit that hole. Again,
that's a big one right there.
He is a Jamal Charles type of player.
Yeah.
And if he learns quickly Mid-season and into the postseason, he's going to be a huge threat for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I do agree.
And the goal is what?
The goal, the Chiefs are poised to defend their AFC West title as they enter the 25 season, facing rivals that, while improving, may not be ready to dethrone them. The Broncos are counting on rookie quarterback Bo Nix to have a great second year, while the Chargers are shaking things up under new coach Jim Harbaugh. The Raiders have brought in Pete Carroll and Geno Smith, and that's going to be interesting to see how that all shakes out. The Chiefs have taken command of the West in the last 10 years.
Oops, so sorry.
That's all right.
Damn,
That's all right.
There it is. That's all they need to know, man.
Yeah.
That's right there.
That's pretty much it. From 2024, from 2016 to 2024, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right?
Damn.
No, that's yeah. Is that 9? Yeah,
10.
Okay,
10.
That's pretty amazing. So the Chiefs are the team to beat in the AFC West. They're probably still the team to beat in the football. And in the AFC West Conference, I mean,
just in general,
listen, you have to go beat them. The Chiefs have been known to beat themselves a little bit here and there, and they had a lot of nail biters last year and a lot of games that were really close, and a couple of miracles thrown in. At the end of the day, though, listen, the Chiefs are in the midst of a dynasty, and the Eagles knocked them down, and they kind of stomped on them, and they crushed them. And they're sitting on top of them right now as the best team in football. Week 2, we're going to see the rematch, but what the Chiefs have done within the division, for the last 10 years, they're in that Patriot mode, guys. I mean, I don't know if they'll. I think the record is 12 straight. So they'd have to have a few more seasons of playing really good football. But this is the most competitive I think the AFC West has been, or has the potential to be, since Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes took over.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So, but if you're looking at all that, the slideshow, if you looked at it, everybody look like they're doing great, but when it's all said and done, the Chiefs finds a way to get it done. They find a way to get better than everybody else around them. So I can't wait to see what they got up their sleeve. I can't wait to see what's up next for the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Hey, I know people in the chat are saying, hey, the grades were bad from the draft grades I gave them. Hey, buddy, I'm saying the B is for potential. You know what I mean? The bow is for the class, and you get the B. I don't give A's. You know what I mean? It's a bow tie. I don't give A's.
Wait. Time out. But you gave parking lot the lowest grade on the damn and on your board, and that's your guy.
Hey, that's my guy. I'm just saying potential.
And you gave Bassa a damn A. And why?
That's a steal there, sir.
I don't give out A's. You gave him an A.
Hey! It's all the matter, man. Hey, it's not that bad. Hey, you still pass, right? It's all the matter.
There were no D's in the division this year. That's the first in a long time.
Yeah, that's the first. Hey, that's real big, because that means because they have good coaches at the helm, man. They have a system. They know their system. They know who the coaches are. So they know exactly who to pick. So big ups, man. Big up to the AFC West.
Mango's ripping your backdrop. Did you change it up again?
Yeah, I always change it up, man. I try to be a little spontaneous because of my backdrop.
All right, sounds good.
So with that said, we want to thank Nick for joining in with us. It was a nice show, man. We broke down the AFC West. The best friends. If you like the look, put a thumbs up in the chat. I was going for more of us. My wife said it looked like a stalker letter. I said, yeah, it does. Like somebody's
There'll be plenty of stalkers going after the Chiefs this year. Don't you worry.
So with that said, man, we want to thank Nick for joining in. We want to thank everybody else for joining in. Ruben, Ken Sinclair, Mango, and Lou. Who else? Western. In the arms of the angel. Deep. Bailey. Thank you for joining in as well, man. Everybody else to continue to enjoy your Saturday. So with that said, I am Hense Todd. That is Nick Afton. And that is Coach Dre. You can catch us on Monday.
Go Knicks. Go Knicks. Go Knicks. Go Knicks.
Hell yeah,
you catch us at 1:30 on Chiefs Blitz. So with that said, we'll see you guys at 1:30 Monday. We're out.
I'm in my prime. From the classrooms to the courts, we hustle hard. Sports university life, man, we raise the bar. BowTie, fresh style, we breaking the mold. BowTie Sports, yeah, we doing it right. Champions in the making, shining so bright. On and off the field, we rise to the test. BowTie University will always be the best. Late night studying, early mornings on the field. Dreams are getting real, every challenge we real. Victory in our sights, we grind, never rest. BowTie Sports pride, man, we only chase the best. With every game we play, our legacy unfolds.